Yo, we back. Pressure House Media, episode 19. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, moderator, and the genius of all podcasts, Curtis Davis.
What's the deal? What's the deal?
And we got that boy, the young, the beautiful, the handsome, the bearded, Charles Porres.
What up, everybody?
So I just want to start this off. The reason I went that way, the Ready to Rumble, voice and the way that I presented it is because we're live on feed. We got the boxing matches on DAZN. Is it DAZN?
Zone.
DAZN.
It's that one that Jake Paul be fighting on. And since Mike Tyson had to get out of the fight, he's got Platinum Mike Perry, who's been taking over the Bare Knuckle Boxing League. He was all right in MMA, you know what I mean? Which is crazy to me because everybody that was real good in MMA went and got knocked out by Jake Paul. And Mike Perry's like average, like literally like a number and a number, like 9 and 9 or something in MMA. But on the bare knuckle boxing, he's like fucking putting people to sleep. So
Yeah. I'm thinking he has like a better chance than mostly everybody that's gone up against. Just because he's more like in his prime right now, you know what I'm saying?
Who, Perry?
Perry, yeah.
I mean, but he's older too, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say he's in his prime as far as like if you're talking about like age wise, but like in his career, probably yes.
Yeah, I mean career wise, he's winning his fights right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know a whole lot about Perry as far as previous as far as like boxing and stuff, bare knuckle boxing. But I've watched him in MMA and like Justin said, he wasn't like. He wasn't horrible, but he wasn't like super great. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't, one of the main cards that you always wanted to watch. But I've always said, it's a different sport. MMA's a completely different animal because you have the it's mixed martial arts. It's everything. Yeah. It's grappling. It's kicking. It's boxing. It's the whole nine. So
I was mistaken. It wasn't like 9 and 9. It's 14 and 8. But like he's got half of the wins he's got in losses. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. So I mean, that's not a great record though, as far as that goes. So
and he was born in 91. So I mean,
he's our age.
That's considered old in MMA. You know what I mean? I know some guys go longer, but
yeah.
I mean, he's definitely.
I would say as an athlete, he's definitely not in his prime years.
Yeah.
But as far as like his career, yes, he's definitely doing his thing.
I just mean in comparison to a lot of people that he's fought, that are like way past their prime, really.
Yeah.
Of their career, yeah.
But he's Mike Perry's 5-0 bare knuckle, and he's fought like guys that swapped over from MMA to bare knuckle boxing with him, and the guys in MMA were better than him, like Alvarez. I forget that big face dude, Stronghold or something like that. Stockhold, I think his name was.
I think it's Stockhold, yeah.
Yeah, they had better records than him in MMA, but whenever they go out there and start getting their face bubbled up with bare knuckles, them boys start quitting, son.
Yeah.
I think he had one guy spitting teeth out and shit.
I mean, bare knuckles is definitely a whole lot different. I mean, if it like us when we were kids, we did the whole put the gloves on type of thing, but we also pulled them things off when we got mad and started going at each other with the bare knuckles. And you get hit 2 or 3 times with no gloves, you feeling it. Like
yeah, but what's different is like, so when we were doing it, we'd bare knuckle and then motherfuckers start ducking and wanting to wrestle, right? Like on this bare knuckle boxing, it's no stand up. Like take punches like the whole time. Nobody's holding each other. They're not grappling.
Yeah.
Like that to me is the most gangster of all.
I think that's why Perry does so good because that's kind of how he was fighting all his fights. You know what I mean? He was trying to finish.
He was more of a stand up in front of me type of boxer.
Yeah, he was trying to make good fights, not really just win necessarily.
I think Max Holloway would be dope at that because he's one of the ones that like, hey, meet me in the center. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just. I know y'all have seen it before, but they do it with gloves, right? They'll get a tire and put one leg in and one leg out, and then you just sit there and trade blows.
You can't pull your leg out,
if you pull your leg out, you lost.
Yeah, you lose. Yeah. That's pretty dope too. I mean, on the cool, like just think about that. Like, not you can't move around. You got really limited, body movement or whatever, and then somebody's coming in and blasting your face, regardless if it's with gloves or not.
Yeah.
But like
The
you
only-
really got to have some good.
Bro, they got some
Bob and
wild.
weave,
They have
like-
some like wild fighting leagues. They got one where they like two dudes get in a phone booth.
Yeah, you seen that one?
That's crazy.
You seen the one where they get in the car?
Bro, car jitsu is crazy, dog.
I haven't seen the card yet.
Dude, they
It
have an
is
MMA
nuts.
match inside of a car, dog, and it's
Yes.
crazy.
It is absolutely nuts, and a lot of those come from like the slap, right? The one where they were
Yeah.
doing the slap. A lot of that originated in like Russia.
Yeah, mostly all of it.
And I give it to them. Russia definitely comes up with some crazy stuff because the
They have,
phone
like,
booth
the-
fighting, dog, is nuts. Like, you have no room to move.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I couldn't even like.
I watched a 5v5 MMA match one time. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, they be doing like brawls in the ring. It's nuts. It's almost like there's no rules. Like,
wild.
it's just like, hey, we're gonna throw some people in here and we're gonna watch them beat the shit out of each other.
Hey, y'all watched recently that like big weightlifter dude go against them two little skinny guys in MMA?
Big weightlifter. I think I know what you're talking about.
I can't think
and,
of his name.
and he like it's the strongest man. What is his name?
You're not talking about the older, strongest man, right?
No,
Not Brian.
The younger dude that's all barrel chested. You talk about him all the time.
Oh, Eddie Hall.
Yeah,
Eddie Hall.
Eddie Hall. That he's not younger, but that's a bad dude right
Well,
there, bro.
he's not one of the original strong.
Yeah, like
He's-
what you would
yeah.
consider. Yes, I get
He was
that.
our strong man.
Yeah, our age. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't even get close to him the entire match until finally he caught one of them.
Hey, and that's a
the other
big
one ran
dude.
up. He slammed one of them, knocked the other one out.
That's a big dude, pimp. Like
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that man get a hold of you. You're sorry. You're sorry about it. I promise.
But yeah, man. So speaking of like getting out of the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how Shane Gillis does that. Oh, they almost got me, but
Yeah.
they missed. But it nicked me. It
It
nicked me.
nicked me.
That boy D Trump, dog, the Trump train.
T.
that boy pulled some Matrix on them hoes.
They nicked me.
They tried to
nicked
get
me.
him, bro. They tried to take him down.
Yeah, they did.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
they did.
Man, that's
I think it's even crazier that they saw the shooter for more than 3 minutes.
you seen that video where
And-
they're calling for the police over there and shit?
Yeah, like the shooter had been spotted with the gun, fumbling with the gun, adjusting scope, and Secret Service did not take him out. The snipers were told not to take him out. Like, to me, that is nuts. And obviously, there's some controversy around that, and I won't get into that part. But just in general, like, man, we've had too many presidents get got, right? Like,
Yeah.
that should not be a thing. I don't care how much you don't like the dude,
Hey, look, I just noticed something super crazy. You know how many times we had like conversations about what we need to do best for the podcast, like where the lights go,
Yeah.
like how everything is. Go to CJ real quick. I think it's been 7 episodes. We told him that white shirt makes him glow. He's like Super Saiyan glowing right now, and he just keeps
that's
wearing
not
white
fair.
tees.
This is a whole different white tee, and I didn't think about it. We were going out to eat. I just threw one on, and like,
Bro, you're the only guy I know that like religiously wears white t-shirts.
I mean, really, it's not completely white. I got the Under Armour logo
Yeah,
over here.
I
but
understand that, but what I'm saying is I don't wear white shirts at all.
I like white, man. Plus, I got the all white J's, the A1s. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know. It looks nice.
Are those A1s?
Yeah, the Air Force, or not Air Force. I'm sorry, Jordan ones, the AJ ones.
I feel like those are a
AJ ones,
concept.
dog.
Huh?
I feel like those are that new concept that just came out.
Nah, these definitely aren't the concept. I wish I had. You're talking about the split?
Yeah.
Man, I wish I had the split. Those are live. I'm definitely a Jordan fan from a long time ago. Me and J10 have been Jordan fans for a long time, and the splits, if I could have got them when they first dropped, I definitely would have. But just didn't. I know Allie wants them too. So
Yeah, no. My big thing, I put Veda in basketball for the summertime. She had a little league she was doing, and she wanted to wear her Concords.
oh
her
no,
DMPs. I let her.
did you?
You know what I mean? Just so she wasn't running around in bands and shit.
Yeah.
But mean, she didn't mess him up. I was super surprised.
Honestly, especially the Jordan 1s, even Jordan would tell you they're not meant to play basketball in.
No, they're fresh.
Well, because he would when he wore them, Nike was paying for him to wear them, right? Like even paying the fines that he was getting because they weren't the right color or whatever. And he would come off the court at the end of a game and his feet would be bleeding because they're just not. But then once they got up into the other ones, right, they made them more comfortable, went more towards a basketball shoe or whatever, right? And then
he was big Adidas guy, I think, right?
He was at first, yes.
Y'all see that movie Air?
Yes.
No.
I did watch
I
that.
didn't get to see it. Yeah.
Man, it's a great movie. Definitely a great movie as far as structure of the movie itself and how it tells his story.
But that's the one with his mom and stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I really enjoyed because it didn't really give a whole lot of perspective from his side of it, right? But I think we've got a pretty good perspective from his side of it. And it gave a really good perspective from his mom's side and Nike side of it. But he actually would wear a brand new pair of Jordans every game.
But I didn't even know Julio Cesar. I didn't mean to interrupt, but that's Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know he was fighting on this card.
Oh yeah. Anyways, back to the fighting though. I mean, or something off the Jordans. We ain't got to keep going on Jordans.
I mean, I like Jordans.
What do y'all think about that Amanda Serrano or whatever?
Say that again.
So what do y'all think about Amanda Serrano?
I don't know enough on the subject.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know exactly what's going on with it. So,
Well, she's dope. She has a title in 7 different weight classes.
yeah. I mean, I just don't know what
In boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't follow her.
I was gonna say I just don't know what's coming up with it. I'm not following that portion of it. I didn't.
Who's
know.
she fight for?
She signed to Jake Paul's thing.
Oh, it's that. Yeah, that.
But she was a badass before Jake Paul. He just came around. Now she makes money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she fights for Prime, right? Or
whatever.
Or
Whatever it is.
better.
I think it's this shit, ain't it?
Yeah, but she signed to somebody, one of Paul's labels.
Oh, MVP, most
Oh
valuable.
Yeah. I don't know why the name slipped my head when you said it, but yeah, he's the one that every time they're around, he's promoting her real big, bigger than he promotes.
She's the most. She has the most titles of any boxer ever.
Yeah, she's got quite a few titles.
I think male and female. If I'm not, I could be mistaken about that.
She's dropped down a weight class. She's went up in weight class. She's went back and forth several times. Like you said, I think she's got 7 titles in different
Something
weight
like
classes
that.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yo, what up, Nicole?
Yeah, no, she's a pretty badass, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I just did a documentary on her. That's why I brought her up.
Oh heck yeah. I think it's legit, man. I mean, there's another one. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Starts with a B. I think she's from England, and her and Conor McGregor took pictures together and stuff. And last few fights that she's had, I think, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but she's won. And so she's a kind of a big name, and I follow her.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I don't know why. Bridget something?
I don't know. Connor's taking pictures with millions of people.
Well, so it was a controversy type of thing, where they were oh, her and Connor are getting together. That's why I meant that. You know what I mean? I didn't mean oh, she took a picture with him. My bad. Should have been more specific.
All I'm saying is you're gonna have to be more clear.
That's why I was trying to remember her name. It's Bridget something. I can't remember her name.
Hold on. Let me look it up.
I think her last name starts with an E.
Women's names that start with B that have taken pictures with Conor McGregor.
Oh, I will punch you in the face. She's a boxer, bro.
It doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch you. Yeah, right in the face as soon as this is over. I hate you.
No, that's crazy.
Remember, we jumped right off the subject of the Donnie T.
The Donnie T, dog.
So what do y'all think? Are y'all following this a narrative that it was all fake or whatever?
I think
So
I definitely think that was a real thing.
100%.
man, listen, I'm not a big like. I'm not gonna like bounce back and forth on it, right? Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, it was this, it was that, blah blah blah. But just from the facts, like what happened, and you watch it in the scenario, right? It definitely could be some different things. Like one, yes, it could be real. Two, it kind of looks like bullshit because like you hear pow pow pow, and he's like like holds his ear and doesn't even really move. Like
People died.
I know that. I know that. I'm not saying, government's done worse. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we can't say it's fake, like fake bullets. Fake
No. I never
bullets.
said it was fake bullets, but whether or not I think they were shooting at him is a whole different subject, right? Like I really don't know just because of how it happened and like how his reaction and shit like that. But I do believe like the something happened, right? Like I'm not
Bro.
saying that.
So, y'all can debate this or not. Trump is the most loved and hated president that I've ever seen my entire existence, right?
I think that's fake hate, though. I think a lot of America themselves
No, dude.
like Trump.
They took a picture of. I seen a picture post up of the shooter where he was like dressed up as a girl, and like exactly what Trump is like saying is not like like because Trump's like pro man being man, woman being woman.
That's not a thing because the shooter definitely was a man and like fucking.
Yeah, but he like dressed up like he did the trans thing, right?
Oh well, he wasn't when he was trying to shoot him.
Yeah, definitely not. I think it was like in the
I
closet.
haven't seen this part about the trans thing.
Yeah, I hadn't
you haven't
either.
seen the picture.
I hadn't either.
Yeah.
But so I tell my mom this all the time, right? Like my mom will show me stuff on Facebook and be like, "Oh, look at this,"
Should
blah
be
blah.
fake, dog.
Like so much of that shit is fake, bro, that you don't know what to believe anymore. You know what I mean? Especially with all these trolls out here just putting shit out there to create content or create a frenzy about something or whatever. So, I mean, I'm just going off of the event itself, right? Like the facts about the event. Him sitting there, them waiting so long to like take action.
Okay, so it might not have been a trans pic, but he's definitely got like long hair in this one, like with a choker on, some lip piercings.
Okay, yeah, that don't mean nothing. I mean,
Yeah, but
definitely. I mean, so there again,
Doesn't
I think
even look
that's
like-
somebody pushing something,
but
right?
but that does look like the type of people that are against
Yeah, but I think
Trump.
that's just a picture of a random dude don't even look.
they don't
like
even
that.
look like the shooter, in my opinion. The picture I saw of the shooter, that don't look nothing like it. So I mean, that's my thing though, is that's the whoever it is that's trying to push whatever the fuck they're trying to push, right? Like I'm not trying to fucking name names, whatever type of shit, but hate this side. Oh, y'all be against these people. You be against these people. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to pin each other pin us against each other.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
I don't
That who you talking about?
I think so.
I don't know. I
don't
don't.
know.
All I saw was a side view. I didn't actually look at the shooters. Like, I didn't like when they like, oh, it was this person. I didn't go look for that person.
But
You know
to
what I
me,
mean?
it's
Like,
crazy because they said that like the dad ordered that gun like 3 weeks before, like it was a brand new gun. Supposedly, the mom and dad do something. I don't know. They train. Like they're supposed to be responsible gun owners, right? Like the parents were.
Yeah, I mean, and he was 20 years old. You know what I mean? But he could have bought that gun himself. It was his dad's gun that his dad bought.
It was his dad's.
So-
I heard that it was an older gun though.
I
There'd be
see.
so much different
That's what I'm
shit.
saying, bro. Like, what facts do we really know? Because it's all fucking misconstrued, right? I mean, I really feel like it's fucking whoever wants to believe whatever they want to believe.
Either way, it was with an AK from like 200 and something yards. It's a pretty hard shot. Like
It was an AK.
it was an AK, right?
I heard AR.
I did
AR,
not.
that's- I mean,
I did
AR,
not see AR either. I thought it was bolt action. I thought it was.
I don't know, man. So like, I do agree. Like you're never gonna get the whole truth,
Yeah.
right? And I feel the same thing about Oswald. You know what I mean?
About
And-
Kennedy.
yeah, but
I mean-
like, we can't sit there and say that was staged and not real.
Well,
Like, 'cause
I mean,
it definitely happened. There's definitely a motive.
Bro, if
There's
he got
definitely
shot
an
in the ear,
agenda.
that would be such a crazy shot. Like that,
yeah, that'd be an extremely
an
hard
impossible
shot.
shot to pull off.
But
yeah.
but
if you were trying to hit the ear,
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
if you were
say.
trying to hit the center forehead and hit the ear, that is possible.
Yeah, now I've already watched. There's some people that done recreated the shot and shit with that gun, with the same kind of gun and stuff, and it's off by like 3 inches at that distance. You know what I'm saying?
Which
is pretty
would
much
be-
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree that it does look legit, right? But at the same time, there's some suspect, stuff that also is in there that I'm like, okay, well, that is kind of suspicious. You know what I mean? Not that that's just me being,
I ain't gonna lie, like the first look at the video, I definitely was like, this can't be real.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the first look at the video, you hear the gunshots, and then he's like, and then he fucking goes down. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like the Papa Blood thing or something.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Like some World Wrestling Federation shit.
Yeah. Like he just barely moves, and then he touches his ear, and then he goes down. But you already hear all the shots. Like, how did he get that
I'm
many
pretty
shots
sure
off?
one went by, and then
So
the second
and I
one
guess
hit
that's
him.
what I'm confused on, and maybe y'all know the answer to this, right? And
Well, you're
and
gonna
I
get
don't.
hit before you hear it.
So-
like if you hear it,
Yeah,
you
for
hear
sure.
a gunshot, that means you're good.
For sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But
You know what I mean?
so were the other gunshots from the snipers, or what? Did he just shoot once, or did he? So he shot multiple
No,
times,
he
right?
shot multiple times
because he killed multiple people. But so how is he off that bad that he just nicked Trump and then killed 2 other people that were
They're
in the
just
crowd?
in the background.
Oh, they were in the back of
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah,
Okay.
like, it's trouble.
Not
So
like
that's
it's
I
not like
know,
he
so
wasn't
that's
trying to
I'm
kill him.
not 100% on how it was or where, because I thought he was up on stage, so I didn't know
think
he had a bunch
whenever
of
you
people
miss the
behind
first
him.
one, now you're just letting them go because it's a matter of time before you get killed, and you got
Yeah,
like
yeah.
once you hit that first one, now it's just like I gotta unload some.
Yeah.
Because
So I
I'm
mean,
about to
I didn't know that he had like people behind him and shit because he was up on stage. So I figured like the
Yeah.
stage was cleared type of shit. You know what I mean? But I don't know, all the logistics of it or nothing. Like I said, I feel like some of it was suspect. But as far as like, did it happen? Yes, I believe that.
I'm big into conspiracy theories, so I will always look into that shit. But I think it's real. Honestly.
Dog, and like analytics is crazy, right? Like if you wear a certain colored tie, it makes the people in the stands or that are watching it on TV or whatever feel this way about you. Or if you wear stripes and not polka dots, it means this. Like I definitely think there was like, hey, dude, because there was a whole time where he was doing speeches behind 6-inch glass. I don't know if y'all seen those before, but like he had this big, massive 6-inch bulletproof glass hanging at a lot of his rallies to where you could not get a shot on him. The fact that somebody was able to and that it wasn't prepped, I feel like somebody was like, hey man, it could be. Like I think he definitely got shot and it was somebody,
but
like
he's also not currently president. He wasn't. He also wasn't even like an elect yet.
he's forever for the rest of his life. After you become president,
Yeah, I
you
get
are
that, but you
president.
do not get the same type of security as you do when you're
You're
acting
supposed to.
president.
But
You're
do.
supposed to get pretty much the same detail.
Yeah,
Not necessarily a full detail, but go look at how many people walk around fucking Obama.
Yeah, no, they're there for sure. We seen him there, but I'm saying it's not the same as like if he was active president.
yeah, I agree. Like,
And it's very easy to confuse shit because it's not just the Secret Service like working the scene. They got like all the local police there and all that shit.
and that's what's wild because
Whenever somebody tells the local police, "Hey, there's a dude up there," they're thinking, "Oh, Secret Service." You know what I'm saying? Right off rip. So like, really, if that dude would have been wearing like fucking a goddamn suit or some shit, nobody would have ever even fucking
So
looked at him.
did either of y'all see the email?
I didn't.
the I think
Supposed
so.
supposed email, right? So I saw it the day after, I believe is what it was. Day after it happened. It was a supposed email. I took a screenshot of it because I figured they were going to take it down, right? Like Facebook's notorious for taking stuff down if they don't like what you're posting. So I was like, "Ooh, I'm taking a screenshot of this." And then later it was taken down. I couldn't find the post. And I was telling one of the guys about it. The guy who supposedly took the shot, the sniper, that killed the assassin is what I'll call him, I guess. He sent an email to somebody. It was like a lot of it was blacked out, right? So you couldn't really like see who it was to or all that good shit. But it was an email stating that he had eyes on the shooter and watched him fumble with the gun and the scope for over 3 minutes and asked several times if he could engage. And the head of the Secret Service said, no, do not engage. And then when the shooter got off the shot, he said, "I'm going to engage," and the head of the Secret Service said, "No, do not engage," and he did anyways and killed the shooter, and immediately was arrested after everything like went down. Was arrested, interrogated by the FBI, and then released that next day, and got fired immediately afterwards for taking the shot.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
And it says his name, like the guy who took the shot and everything, the sniper for the Secret Service or whatever, says his name, says all this shit, and then he has another one.
Oh no, yeah. If there's an inside plot, yeah, I definitely could agree with that.
So, and I don't know if it was real. It wasn't confirmed or whatever, right? Like, I don't know if that was a real email or somebody like made it up or whatever. I'm not trying to say
and the internet
that it was
so crazy that like that can be a thing, right?
It definitely could be, because the head of the Secret Service is not a pro-Trump person.
Yeah,
I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. And then how many people, my dad was talking about this the other day.
it's like JFK with the
How
FBI.
many fucking people on the Democratic Party, in the Democratic Party, even including President fucking Biden, have said something about killing Trump? Biden said the other day, not too long ago, before the assassination attempt,
that we need to put him in the crosshairs?
that he should have a target on his back.
Yeah.
Or a target on his head or something like that, right? And then the other guy, there was another politician that said, I don't know why they just don't just kill him and get rid of him.
Okay.
And then somebody came out and he wound up getting fired after it happened, was like, I can't believe he missed. Maybe we should
Yeah, I've seen that.
should do something. It was something crazy, dog, and it's like, so it's okay, or they put people in jail for slandering, Hillary or Biden or Obama, but yet they don't do that for him, and so it's just so nuts.
Yeah, it's weird. It's still early yet to really even know all the details if we were to ever get them. You know what I'm saying? But it's fucking crazy times, dude. For sure.
Yeah, but okay. So Crystal says, with or without them knowing he was up there, they can't shoot unless he shot first. They have to have probable cause to shoot. Well, what CJ's saying is that even after he took the first shot, he was like,
being told not to engage,
and
that's not true. Actually, if someone is approaching close enough with a rifle and is up on top of a fixed, perch, right, and he is taking aim at the president, they have any other president, it would have been the guy getting shot 15 times before he even had time to set up. Or he would have been in jail before he had time to set up.
I don't know about that, dog, because there's been so many assassination attempts on presidents. So.
Yeah, Reagan got shot point blank. But most of the time, if you look at it, either they're extremely well, it wasn't, but it was close. It was close range.
Oh yeah,
Reagan, that was close range. That wasn't like,
close range is a boom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wasn't Reagan also the one that finished his whole speech and shit afterwards? And
no, Reagan died. I don't think Reagan finished the speech. But what I'm saying is like either those assassination attempts on presidents, normally if you go back and look, from what I remember, I could be wrong, but what I remember, most of them are either pretty close, like close contact, right? Or really far shots where you can't just visibly see the shooter. You could visibly, like people were seeing him saying, hey, there's somebody up there with a gun. Like it was so obvious, and they chose not to engage because the head of the Secret Service was telling them, no, do not engage.
Yeah, but that's also hearsay too, you know what I'm saying? So like
for sure. I mean,
but it could have also been like what Curtis was saying. There's like Secret Service there. There might be FBI.
I think there's probably 10 agencies.
Yeah,
I agree,
and they're not communicating.
They have to make sure that it's not.
She is right. She said Reagan was getting in a car. That's right.
But how far was the shooter?
It was pretty close though. I thought. Like I didn't think it was a far away shot. Was
it close range? I mean, I'm not too sure on that. I know JFK was from.
Yeah, JFK was like from miles, like a freaking.
What was the hill called?
Shot. Huh?
The hill.
Oh yeah, that he was on or whatever.
Yeah, what was it?
It was right there in Dallas.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
The shooter was in the book depository, and friggin', if you wouldn't have asked, I could tell you.
There was a whole bunch of different spots where the shots.
Shooter
could've come from.
walked right up to him. See,
Okay.
the shooter walked right. That's what I was saying. Like the shooter was pretty close quarters, and most of them are like that, right? Like a lot of them that if they're not a far away like sniper style, an AR is not a sniper.
The
right?
grassy
Like,
knoll.
the grassy knoll.
Grassy knoll,
The
yeah.
grassy knoll, bruh.
If it's not like a sniper style attempt, it was walking up trying to pop you with a pistol
Yeah.
type attempt. You know what I mean?
Which is fucking crazy, bro. Especially like
Well-
I know we have a lot of turmoil like right now.
I feel like walking up is an easier attempt, right? Like in that sense, because the Secret Service is not going to engage you as long as you don't invade that space. You know what I mean? But if you can get close enough to get a shot off with a pistol, a lot of times that's going to be your best bet, right? I mean, they're going to hem you up right there. But if you're like a suicide bomber type person,
Yeah,
then
but at the same time, bro,
the deadly.
there's been
plaza.
attempts up close and far with JFK. With JFK, people were saying they seen the dude out the window and told
Yeah.
people. I mean,
yeah, but that was a
real life is that you can't keep an eye on everybody at one time, bro.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. You know what I mean?
hey, real life. If you watch that video on JFK, fucking, you can watch the Secret Service there right next to the car for majority of the time that they're driving, and then all of a sudden, right before the shot, they all start dropping back, and they're not next to the car anymore.
Yeah, because weren't they on their feet?
Yeah, but the car wasn't driving fast.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you ever walk
Still in
next-
Texas. I don't know what time of the year it was.
like,
Yeah, bro, but they were
You
right
ever
next
walk
to the
next to a
car the
driving
whole
car?
time, and then seconds before the shot, they dropped back.
Yeah, but
That's suspect.
JFK was definitely
Oh, he was about to
Yeah.
out everybody, dog.
definitely
Like
inside joke.
JFK was definitely about to out everybody.
bro. You know, they have is it RFK the one that's trying to run right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We watched him on Kill Tony. He just had that surgery on his brain or
with the
whatever.
worm.
Yeah, that dude had a hard time just getting words out. Like it's almost like a second Biden.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Really.
Damn.
Like he was up there trying to tell a joke. His wife ended up saying, "No, get off the stage, bro."
Bro, speaking of Kill Tony, that Trump and Biden episode,
Bro, I was just about to say
There,
I
that.
didn't get to watch it.
Man, that is
Hilarious.
funny, bro. Like,
You were trying to get me to come watch it.
Yeah,
but-
Shane
Hey,
Gillis as Trump is always funny, and then Adam Ray as
as Biden,
Biden.
Dude.
He's the one that usually does the freaking goddamn
that
Dr.
was
Phil.
Dr. Phil,
hilarious.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that
super
was
funny.
that was hilarious.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch some of it.
What
No,
do y'all
but-
think? What do y'all think about Vance?
Vance.
I don't know who Vance is, Carol.
Vance is the vice president.
Oh.
J.D. Vance.
Hey, I'll say this. You know, as a union member, that is international. Like all unions are pro-democratic, right? They
Well,
try-
because
they-
Republicans are not necessarily pro-union.
well,
That's the only reason why.
well, they which I mean, Republicans were at one time years ago.
Yeah, they were.
But like our union, like everybody above us, you know, all the way up, they're pro-democrat, and they try to like shove that down your throats. Even us on the field, like of course, we're gonna be Republicans. We're as blue collar as it gets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
They have a,
Dean
Vance
said-
is pro-union. Dean Jones, Mr. USW.
they had the Teamsters or whatever out there talking at the,
Vance is
at
trash.
the Trump thingy.
The Teamsters?
Hey Dean,
Ooh.
Dean, who I forget who you're co-signing for this election. We'll talk about him for a second.
We don't need to get into politics, guys.
Yeah,
Everything I seen on him that he was pro-union.
politics are gay.
Politics are gay.
Well, as a union member, Dean, who are we supporting? Like, who do you think would be our best bet? He said RFK, Jr.
Facts.
Oh, well, tell
So what? The
tell
second Biden?
even Carol
Biden Jr. dog or what?
even Carol said that Vance is pro-union, but RFK, I mean, like I just said, we just seen a video of him on Kill Tony coming out to make a joke, and he's having a hard time to even make a sentence. Last I checked, after his surgery, getting that
Yeah.
shit out of his head.
Then he almost said some racist stuff. His
I'm
wife
voting
came
for
in.
the felon. I'm with Crystal. I'm voting for the felon. You know what I'm saying? We got to stick together.
Man, I'm doing it just for the means, if anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Real, dog.
No, I'm gonna sit here and I'm just gonna say they wouldn't hate him so much if he wasn't
Good for us.
gonna shake it up. You know what I mean?
I'm going to tell you like it is. All the presidents that were good for us, for the people, for everybody in the United States as far as like citizens, they took out.
Yeah.
The ones that were doing that wanted to do something good for the citizens of the United States, they did something too, right? Like got them impeached, had them taken out, whatever. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. As far as what he's done for us as people, you couldn't ask for somebody any better.
No,
I don't care what anybody says.
I mean, I think it's so crazy they painted this terrible picture of him on this first round, like all this racist shit, like all this like bad things about Trump. Well, you go back 20 years,
He paid for all of Mike Tyson's lawyer fees.
like he was like,
He gave Jennifer
Helping.
Hudson an apartment for over 2 years when she first moved to
yeah,
New
like
York.
he was just like
Just gave it to her.
in the community, like
Yeah,
doing
like
all
what?
kinds of shit.
Like, and listen, at the end of the day, I don't necessarily agree with everything he says, right? Like, I'm not sitting here saying that the guy makes the best speeches or, that he says the best shit, because he says some pretty stupid shit. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I have to think about the people, right? As far as me having a better country for myself, not for the government, but for me and my children. And so far, he has done that.
Hey Dean, if you want, I could put you on a FaceTime right now. Dean Jones says, "Ask why both Biden and Trump don't want to debate RFK." I don't think I know enough on the subject on RFK as you might, Dean. If you'd like, I could put you on a FaceTime and we could talk about it.
I honestly agree that I think he's the best candidate for us, but I don't think it's even going to be like an option.
Yeah,
Who, RFK?
Yeah, like I don't.
Why so RFK as far as a candidate for us?
He's saying for like voting for your union type shit.
No. I mean, as far as he said, he's best option for us. Like,
I just think that all the stuff that he stands for, the things I've heard him talk about anyway.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know enough about RFK to sit here and say that
I don't
he is
know
or
shit
isn't.
about shit.
I'm not going to debate that with him because I just can't.
And I'll be
I don't have
honest
enough
with you, if
information.
Vern was around right now, he'd know everything about all of them.
Oh yeah,
I'm not that far.
I could ask Dad right now. I could call Dad and ask Dad, and I'm sure he'd give us all the info.
Man,
but
it sucks about our generation that we don't keep up with enough of that. You know what I'm saying?
I just
but
so
we're the new voters. You know what I mean? And right now we have this celebrity match with Trump, and then we got this old ass dude that the other party wants to go against, and
Trump's
a lot of
definitely
us.
old as shit too. Though.
Yeah, but Trump is old as a celebrity. No, but what I'm saying is Trump is old as a celebrity. We've known him for
Oh
years.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it almost feels like a personal level. Like,
I think RFK's our best bet, but I don't think there's a chance at all. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
That's
know,
the reason
man.
I'm-
At the end of the day, I mean, as far as what I've seen him do already, I mean, I'd have to give my vote to Mr. DT.
But what do y'all think about old Barrel?
Oh man, y'all fared pretty well over here.
We did good.
I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know the GC was definitely hit pretty hard, dog.
I know Casha didn't have power forever. That's true.
Bro, we
Hey,
had
so,
for at least 2 days.
I'm just gonna read a little bit if you don't mind. Is that cool?
Go for it,
Before
dog.
we go on the barrel. So Dean said the Lincoln Project will give you some
Barrel
facts
was a
about
dick.
Vance. Yeah, Barrel was a dick. Dean,
For real.
you normally turn out bad on these hurricanes, but luckily over here in Deer Park, we didn't even lose power. Not to brag or nothing, but so on the Lincoln Project page, the first one, it looks like a tweet from the Lincoln Project. It's got a picture of Abe. So you cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading today, Abraham Lincoln. Donald Trump has made history by being the first former president who's a convicted felon. Trump is finally being held accountable for his illegal and immoral actions. The final test is the ballot box this November. Let's make sure he's good and gone. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see what the mission says. Stop Trump, Stop MAGA, Save America. With Trump and his Project 2025 looming over our democracy, it's up to us to stop them. Nobody else. We're the cavalry. Nobody. Look, so Dean, I'm just going to say this first, right? It's a whole lot easier to to look good when you're bashing somebody else. So everything I just seen on the Lincoln Project page has been a negative thing about Trump, right?
And none of their points are valid. Not one of them.
All I'm going to
look,
look. So like I said, I don't know on the mix, but the last thing you're going to do is get my favoritism by down. Like, I'm not going to like you anymore if you down the next guy next to you, right?
Yeah, not even.
Like if I'm working,
you can't say this because this is exactly what Trump has done forever. This is how he.
No, but I enjoy Trump because, like I said, he's been a lifelong celebrity. Like, I kind of get him. Like I feel like we've seen enough of him. We can, seen him on the Apprentice. Like, you can kind of get a feel of him and kind of get it, right?
You know why I like him? God's honest truth. Because he's not scared to say whatever it is that's on his mind.
Oh, really?
He's not scared to tell Kim Jong-un that he's going to drop a bomb on his ass. You know what I mean? Like, he's not, and everybody might sit here and be like, oh, well, that's a bad thing, and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. Everybody else in that office has no nuts when it comes to telling other people in the world that they don't need to be bullying other countries and shit.
Yeah, like,
and
we don't need
And
those.
let me go ahead and be the first one to say that America's some bullies. I'm not sitting here advocating to be a bully, but at the same time, like, when they're trying to do shit that is bad for us as a nation, like, let's be real. He's the only one that's got the nuts to be like, hey, you're not doing that.
I mean, we put a whole country in a microwave twice.
Bro, I'm not even joking. Like, that, bro, super horrible. I'm not even trying to sit here and say that we are the best or nothing like that, but
we know he can't do it without approval. Dean, he's saying that he can't just drop a bomb without approval. But
he can't.
But it's
That's
the
true.
fact. It's the fact of, like, having the nuts to be like, instead of just like
to go on national TV because
just
nobody
like
else
not
does that.
cowering down. Like, okay, yeah, we'll do whatever you say, dude. Like, no, like if you give me the fucking button, I'm pressing it. You know what I mean? Like, and Dean, I understand what you're saying, but also I feel like you are basing your vote probably off of being a union member, correct? Or am I wrong? And I'm not like saying that's a bad thing, right? But for the little guy, which we are even as union members, for the little guy, I just feel like voting on the Republicans is going to benefit me more than voting Democratic.
What did he say? He sold us out to who?
He sold us out to Falsey in 2020.
Who did?
He's saying Trump.
He's saying Trump sold us out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so go back and look at how many people fucking Biden sold us out to. How many people did Hillary sell us out to while she was in office with Obama? How much money did she take while she was in office? What about Obama? I mean, let's. You want to talk about Democratic, or Democrats and Republicans here? You're talking about who's selling us out. I mean, let's really talk about it, bro. Hillary has been selling us out for decades. Okay, I agree 100%.
Yeah,
Biden can eat a whole bag of them. So, I mean, we're on the same page, brother. Like, I don't feel like we're not on the same page. I just, at the end of the day, bro, like,
Look, all I want to know is how much is a gallon of milk right now?
Well, and how much is a gallon of gas?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but look, here's the thing. He didn't take any of that money that was given to him as a salary, right? To me, that right there speaks volumes about the man's character. Now, again, I will say I don't agree with everything that Trump says or everything that Trump does or whatever, right? Like, he's
lesser of the evils.
And my dad has been saying that for years to me, man. Even when I was a little kid, you got to pick the lesser of the two evils because we're screwed either way until the little man gets enough nuts to stand up and let them know, hey, we outnumber y'all 1,000 to 1. Y'all aren't doing this to us anymore. Then we're going to be in the same spot, and we're just going to have to keep picking the lesser of two evils. So right now, I feel like Trump is the lesser of that evil.
Yeah, I know they don't. Dean, come on. I know they don't control the
Bro,
price.
those guys in Gassonville. I appreciate you telling us that, dog. We're not saying that.
Like, I know they don't have the fucking pricing done at the store.
Yeah, dog.
But,
We
I
know
mean,
how that
it's-
works. We know how the economy works.
Come on, Dean.
Come on, dog.
We also know how that shit goes on. You know what I mean? You drive up the prices of oil, then your diesel prices are high, then your truckers that move the groceries to the grocery store, they're going to charge more for it, then the prices go up on everything. I mean, it's not just milk and gas.
Against billions of dollars. What does that have to do? Explain that a little bit to me. Little man can't compete with billions of dollars. I'm not
I can't
understanding
see that far at all. I feel like y'all are having a whole like conversation.
Sorry,
I
Curtis.
can't
We
even
are
budge
now.
on it.
So he said, little man can't compete against billions of dollars.
And I just want to add one more thing, right? So, like, I feel like the border's been like flooding and illegal immigrants as well in the last 4 years. Like, it was like a whole initiative to like just, oh yeah, you know, Trump didn't want y'all here. Y'all come, hurry up, everybody. I mean,
So
I don't know what RFK would fix, Dean.
I don't think he'd
I really
fix
wish. Send me a link or something that I could read off of. I'll sit here and talk about RFK. I mean, we got, you know, a while. You know, we can talk about it. Send me a link.
So listen,
I will educate myself on it if you got something nice you want to send to me.
If I could say anything, all right, he said something about the border. All right, I'm just gonna kind of touch on that real quick. So, I am of Latin descent, right, of Hispanic descent. Even though I don't look it, my last name is Porras. So,
He never says it like that.
no, that is the correct way to say it.
But
though.
you never say
I
it like
I
that.
don't, because white people can't say it the right way. All right, so I don't speak it that way because white people can't say it. But
Porras.
regardless, that was horrible.
Porras.
But regardless, the border thing is a
Dean, you can come up
freaking
here anytime.
problem, man.
Every Friday, 8 o'clock.
The border thing is a extreme problem because it is not just regardless of what everybody thinks, it's not Hispanics coming over. It's not the Hispanics. It's not the Mexicans coming over. And some are, right? But what I'm saying is it is military age male, Chinese, Vietnamese, I might have said that wrong.
All
Indian,
immigrants.
Pakistani, and it is military aged males. You don't see a whole lot of kids and females coming over in this country. That is the problem. Not the fact that the border has an issue, right? It is the fact that the immigrants themselves are not just Hispanic. It is freaking all over the world coming in through that port.
Yeah, I wasn't just talking about Hispanics.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to clarify that. I know you weren't.
That's why I said
I know you
illegal
weren't.
immigrants,
If you go anywhere else in the world, and my dad has told me this a million times. My dad's been all over the world. I mean, my dad has been to India.
It's hard
and
to get
Africa.
there. It's hard to get there.
No. It is illegal to step foot in that country unless you come through the right way. And if you do, not only do you go to jail and they put you in prison, some of them kill you.
Yeah, and they hold you, and
Yeah.
it's a whole lot worse jail system
Than what we have. Yeah, you don't get 3 hots in a cot.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know that that's not how the world should work. There is a system. The system may not be perfect, and yes, it does need improvement, but the system is there for a reason. We are supposed to filter these people and make sure they come in the right way.
Yeah, hey Dean, every Friday we try to do it because of Burrow and because Curtis had his went out of town for a month. We kind of took a couple weeks off,
A little hiatus.
but every week at Friday, I know we couldn't get CJ yesterday, but we made sure that we did it today. But every Friday at 8 o'clock, if you want to come by, you can get on as many of these podcasts as you want. Talk about work, talk about 7Js, talk about whatever you want. We'll make it work. Bush and Reagan debate.
And Crystal said the police reports have tripled. That is just here. That's not over everywhere else where we've sent thousands of immigrants that came in here. If you go to Chicago where they were sitting in O'Hare, dude, The police reports have more than tripled. There are people there that can't even afford to live. They're living on the streets and have 40-hour-a-week jobs, and yet they're giving the immigrants thousands of dollars a month.
Yeah.
Well, so Dean said y'all should look up the Bush-Reagan debate in the early 80s for the fix for illegal immigration. Same song and dance 45 years later. I agree, because at the very end of the day, whoever we vote for as a president, they are there to be the face. There's so much things going behind the scenes that are going to stop a fix for that, right? But like, if the face, like, I don't know if y'all seen The Boys with Homelander is like this
I've only seen a couple
superhero
of them.
dickhead. Well, like, they have like, oh man, we're gonna do these fake saves, and they make them look good and everything. But then eventually he's like, hey dude, look, I'm sick of this shit. They're scripting this, they're doing this. This has been fake for years. Until somebody like the face of, which I think Trump would be, hey look, they want me to do all this shit. We're not gonna do that, or we're gonna fight against it, or whatever. I don't think too many guys are gonna have the nuts to go against the backing and the push behind them, because it is behind the closed doors are the ones making the call. It's not the face that you see.
At the end of the day, I think Trump is the only one that has the nuts, whether they're Republican or Democrat, because he doesn't really give a shit about either, right? He's just running Republican. But
the Democrats offered him bukus of money
to go Democrat.
Run Democrat.
Yeah.
Whenever all this first started.
So he just went with the Republicans because
he went with
agreed
the lesser of the evils that he
exactly. But at the end of the day, I feel like he's going to be the one to say, yeah, I'm not doing that. Y'all aren't going to force me to do that, because he has the nuts. He doesn't care. You're not going to scare him, man.
He said after you check out the Bush-Reagan debate and their fix for immigration, he said then check out RFK's.
I would love for
send me a link.
RFK to be this cure-all, man.
I'm
not saying Trump is. I'm not saying he is. But at the end of the day, I don't know enough about RFK to sit here and debate that with him. So
what's crazy?
I will do my research though.
You know why? And Dean, take this with a grain of salt while I say this. You know why you don't know?
Why?
Because the ones that they want you to pick from are put in front of you.
Oh, 100%.
And have the bigger platform to let you know what they think.
100%.
RFK,
but I think it's been that way for a long time. There's always been a better candidate that's never really been
I agree,
running
dog.
like
I will YouTube him, and I definitely will get back with you on that, because I am a union member as well, and I am we need pro-union.
That's our task this week. Check out RFK real good.
Yeah, for sure.
Dean, for sure. If you want to come Friday, we'll have a better debate for you on RFK.
For sure, and I mean we definitely would love to have you, so we could debate that. I'm right here.
Is Mike Perry walking out for the fight right now?
So
why is he holding a belt?
I doubt he's walking out for the fight right now.
Why is he holding a belt?
I don't know. He has a belt.
He's beating them in all national polls, but ain't nobody talking about him. Or talking about it. I don't know what it says after that. Sorry, dog. It's cut
Dean,
off there.
Just a clear yes or no. Do you think that they're going to let RFK win?
I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, I wish I could go back and forth with him on this, because I just don't know enough. But I definitely will, because, I'm
interested. I mean, he's
going
pretty hard.
Like Jayton said,
I'm telling you, he's dope, bro. But I don't see any possible way that he wins.
Well, and like Jayton said, for years I have not. I still don't like politics. I think politics are the horrible. Like, every one of them son of a bitches should have a term on all their offices. They should not be able to sit in office for 40, 50 years. I think all them old ass motherfuckers that are sitting on the Senate and on in the House and all that other shit, I think we should be swapping them hoes out. Like, well, we've gone about this all wrong, in my opinion. But at the end of the day,
so I don't want to say this guy's name, right? But hey, Dean, I just want to say this because you know the guy. Me and CJ work with him. But the reason I want to say this is because you said you agreed.
Crystal
that,
said, I'm running for president. Crystal for president.
But Dean said no, they won't even let him debate. And I want to just say this. So let's say that you win me over and I vote for him, right? And we say, oh, well, all you got to do is go vote. And you've seen this in union jobs to where, everybody's, oh yeah, we got to make this happen. And everybody gets together. And then the one guy, hey, foreman, we think this, and we's ass. And you turn around and everybody's gone, right? We got a guy that all the time he has these issues. Oh man, the government this, government that. And like CJ who says, like, well, what are you going to do about it? Like, how can you change it? Right now, like, if you leave work right now, go change it. How are you going to do it? Well, we need to get together. We need to get together and all do. Well, nobody's going to do that. So, like, if right now, Dean, like, you get all three of us and we go vote, then let's say Trump loses because of 3 votes. And it was only Biden and Trump in the race. I'm not saying that's a thing, right? Like, this is hypothetical. Yeah. But, like, if RFK is the better solution, the polls are good and everything, but they're not going to let him win, and we know that they're not going to let him win.
Like, let's be real. Are they really going to put him in that seat?
Yeah, why wouldn't you pick the lesser of 2 evils that you know are they're actually going to have the debate?
If RFK has the better policies, right?
Democrats are toast this election.
Like,
that's actually a crazy way of thinking, though.
Well, but it is what it is.
So hear me out,
because I think the same way that, like I said it 100 times already.
So listen,
I think he has no chance. But that's a crazy way to think because that just like.
Well, no, and I'll explain.
Let me have that.
Let me expand on what you just said. Okay, so with that being said, right, like J10 was talking about how I say it all the time. What are you gonna do right now? Okay, so we as the people have the power. If we come together, we can do amazing things. Period. As the people, there is millions of people in this great nation that could come together and make a change. As tax-paying citizens, we can make a change, right?
Yeah, but so many people are too scared to.
That's what I was going to say.
Worried
so
about what's
they have put so much fear into us as a nation that.
No, I agree.
And especially at our age, right? Because we've been preached so much bullshit for so long that most people our age, most military age fighting males, are not going to go, oh, well, let's go do it. Right? Because, well, what about my family? Well, what about this? Well, what about that?
Yeah, what if I lose all this?
What if everything goes south?
Yeah.
And that's a big possibility. In my opinion, right, the only way that we fix this, the only way, is if we get a big group of ethnic diverse people, right? Because you need all people, not just one side, Democratic or Republican. You need all people, regardless, to come together and say, hey, we are tired of you taxing us to death. We are tired of not being able to afford to live. We are tired of dealing with the shit that y'all are feeding us because y'all say it's good, but it's good for y'all, not for us. And until that happens, until a big group of people
we did
do
that.
Well, we did that before.
That's what I was just about to say.
That's how America came to be.
I mean, think about the Boston Tea Party. And
that was a 2% tax.
So now you go to the store, you get taxed. You make a check, you get taxed. You put it into a savings, it's taxed. You die, you're taxed. To get a fishing license, you're taxed. To get a hunting license, you're taxed. We won't even stand up for our own money that goes into our homes. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
what makes you think that we're going to band together and do?
I wish we would. I'm right there with y'all. What's up?
Hey, I hate to be that guy, but who's leading it? Because I'm not going to just throw my life away. That's what we're talking about right now.
Exactly
I can't
what
throw
I'm
my
saying.
life away and just be like, oh, let me get all my.
I would gladly jump out there with y'all, but I got to know y'all with me. That's my problem. I would gladly jump out there with you, but I got to know you're with me, and not just us in this room, not just us that are speaking right now on the podcast or whatever on the comment section. It's got to be hundreds of thousands of people.
I think y'all might be surprised though how many people.
And I'm not saying there's not a lot of people that feel this way. There is probably hundreds of thousands of people that feel this way.
You see all the people that was going to storm Area 51, and like they group people together for the silliest shit, and you can't even group people together for your livelihood and like the future of you.
I seen bare minimum we get taxed 40%.
I seen something the other day that said that to be wealthy, I forgot what year it was, but it was like $11,000 a year. If you made $11,000 a year, you were wealthy, or like high class. And
and I don't necessarily agree with what he signed on the tax law. I'm not saying I do. So don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
I don't
we're definitely not going to agree with everything Trump's doing.
Not even by a little bit, dog.
Like
he's the small percentage, and we're the majority. And at the end of the day, he's still a freaking billionaire, you know. So I'm not saying we're going to agree on everything he does, but as far as like who has done the most for us in the short amount of time that he was there, he did way more, dog.
Hey, Brittany, what do you mean? Who's throwing their vote away, Brittany?
I think she was saying that to you, going and voting for RFK.
Like I didn't say I was going to vote.
No. It's like she was saying you would be throwing your vote away. Yeah. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. Yeah. Who were you saying if you're throwing your vote away? Like what was that about?
But I mean, yeah, like the whole thing I was getting at was you don't really know, right? But they do plaster these two faces up and they say these are your picks. There's all kinds of other candidates, you know what I'm saying? And you hear about them here and there, but
bro, but just the fact that you can even say that you're throwing your vote away
on the surface, but long term, he hurt the working people.
Hold on, you're not getting the whole.
Yeah, I'm not getting the whole thing, but I don't believe you there, Bubba. I'm sorry, I can't agree with you that he hurt the working people.
That's what he said.
I don't agree that he hurt the working people. I mean, and I may be wrong. I may not have my facts straight, but that's just my opinion. Again, nothing against you, nothing against anybody else. Just my opinion.
So the tax law one was that Trump signed that was active until 2022. Another dicking we took.
And it might have been. I mean, dude, I think Texas is the biggest freaking.
It has not gotten better, no matter what president. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. No matter what president,
I was gonna say, dog,
entire life, it hasn't got better with any.
We just now getting into this, like, you know, we're. But
I will say this:
adulting for like a decade.
Let's
now,
just act stupid, right? Let's just act stupid. Like man, I done seen that dude Biden touch too many fucking kids, smelling their hairs, make no sense. Talk.
I'm not a Biden supporter. I appreciate that.
I know you're not a Biden supporter. I'm just saying, like, for me, on why I would pick Trump. Like, if we say it's these two big names, and that we know RFK is not going to be picked, but you have these two. I know you're not going to vote for neither one of them. You said that earlier, but for me, it's Trump or Biden, right? I've seen that guy grow up on too many children, smell them, say some weird shit in debates, not make sense, have no idea what he's talking about. And I really think that their whole plan was for him to get old and put Kamala Harris in his spot. I thought that was the initiative. I thought that would have already happened by now. So
my thing is that as someone who's kind of paid attention as a young kid to what my dad said, because I take everything he says very seriously, I'm just now getting into all this, right? Like really paying attention to everything that's going on in the world, because as a youngster, I didn't really care, right? And I'm not going to say that I did. I'm not going to say that, you know, I knew everything that was going on. But what has the previous generation done to improve what we are seeing right now? Like, I'm not saying that we're doing a real good job, but what are you handing this?
The long one that you can't read.
But the fact is that
this is the best economy.
It's the best economy we've had in the last 59 years. If I'm wrong, show me, and I'll bend the knee. This is definitely not the best economy. You know, I hate to say it, but I don't know how old you are, but this definitely is not the best economy by far, because
he's the older cat.
Because at the end of the day, us making $170,000 a year to be able to be, or that could be wrong. Hold on, let me say 145 a year to be middle class working fucking people. That's trash, because what we can buy with $140K a year was being done in the 80s at $70K a year or less.
I know the last 10 years.
Like it's
the last 10 years, my money has fluctuated per year, maybe $30,000. I know that houses that you were buying for $120K 10 years ago,
20 years ago, I mean,
are $250,000 now.
The fact, it's even worse than that. I mean, you know, the average home in this area goes for $350,000 to $400,000. That's the average home. The average American that is coming up, that is our age, right? This generation that's coming up cannot afford a home. Cannot afford it. And that's not me. That is a fact.
They have
That's
a
not
hard
an
time affording
opinion.
apartments.
Dude, the average working class American makes maybe 70,000. Maybe. And that's an average across the board.
Man, I hate being below average.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know, if you are making 70,000 a year, you can't afford a $400,000 home.
Agreed.
In the 80s or the 70s or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Our parents, our grandparents had it way better than we have it. They could actually afford to go buy a fucking car
So
and buy a house and
Brittany
have
said in
money left
08
over.
her parents bought a house for 185. Today in 24 it's 340,000.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, that shit's fucking crazy.
Yeah, and I guarantee, and I don't guarantee, right? But I'm willing to bet her parents were probably
They didn't double.
above average, right? Maybe
Yeah, and
in
they
that
probably
time.
didn't double.
They were probably both working because that was a normal thing, right? In 08. Let's say they both made $75K a year. They could afford to buy that $180,000 house and live comfortably in that $180,000 house and have vehicles.
But if they were to start that back over with the $340,000 house, it's almost impossible.
It's impossible. I don't care what anybody says.
There's another one, 09.
At 180K, it is ridiculous how much the cost of living, how much the housing market, or even vehicles themselves. You cannot go get a brand new fucking vehicle for less than 80 bands.
Yeah, the
Like-
one that was 180 sold in 2019 for 380. So 200,000 in what, 10 years?
Dude, I watched my dad buy almost a brand spanking new truck in 2005, and I know for a fact he didn't spend over $20,000 for it, or maybe 25 at the most. Like it's go look at what a brand new vehicle costs right now.
I already know. I mean, but also, so I know houses are different, but like, let's say a house 10 years ago and you did no
She
upgrades.
said we bring home more today than they did back then.
Yeah, but is it double?
Is it triple? Because the housing market has tripled. For 180 to 400,000, that's a little over double. Yes, I'll agree. Okay, I mean, I'll admit that. That's just barely over double. But do you bring home double what they were bringing? If they were bringing in 70K a year, do you bring in 140 a year?
Yeah, that's what.
That's my point.
That
Like
was my argument.
like
Yeah, if you make 30 to 40K more, then yeah, you're making more. But are you making double what you were making then? And like, let's just go ahead and say it. Whenever I make double time on Sundays, they're taxing me more. So like,
man, when I make double times on Sundays, I don't even make half of that because they take half of it in taxes. Like they're I mean, getting their chunk. It ain't even a piece no more. They are taking half the pie.
But with like vehicles, let's just say a Tahoe in '99, right? The Tahoe today is over like, I've seen some for like
75. Yeah, I was gonna
But
say.
There's a lot more technical shit to them now.
I
You know
get
what
that.
saying?
I'm not saying that they're
gonna
not more
upgrade the price
technical
on
and
But I'm
all
saying
that.
like a house with no changes makes
What did he say? My 401k is smoking. What was that?
his 401 is like he's doing good on his 401.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That's why you need to get me over to the US Dub over there at Shell, Dean. You've been bullshitting me. You've been telling me for 4 years you wanted me over there. Come on, dog. It's the only time you're ever going to hear me say this, but I probably look good in red. You know what I mean?
No.
So,
anyway.
Center Point Energy, dog.
That fool fucking.
Hey, Crystal, while you're on this, he brought up Center Point. What was that name of that influencer that was a lineman that beat the piss out of his old lady? And what was the story on that? So supposedly, like, I think it was the one you were showing me today.
Yeah. I don't. So that wasn't the dude that you're talking about. He
Sure.
was. I was saying that guy beat somebody up, one of his coworkers, and like beat him half to death, and then fled the scene, and they found him and took him in. You know what I mean? And like now he's being charged with this.
I'm thinking the one that got beat up
was
the
the
influence.
maybe I don't know. I don't know nothing about the rest of it. I just knew that.
Would you see the one where they like gave them some food and it had fentanyl in it?
No, I did not.
No,
Like
what?
3 of them went to the hospital or some shit.
They gave that to the
The linemen.
no shit.
What? God damn!
Crazy.
No, first off,
Waiting on the ones that make decisions. What does that mean?
He's talking about for me on the red suits.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got lost.
No, I seen all kinds of people hating, like which Nicole Crystal Sisters, one of them. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say she's hating, but she went without power for a while. And people, once you get, man, this one thing, the country would go crazy if we was out of power for 6 months. Everybody, that's how you make fucking.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you if the working class tradesmen in this country decided to stop going to work, this country would come to a screeching halt.
Screech.
Like it would stop all the way around. Every creature comfort that we have is due to a tradesman. Period.
100%, yeah.
Period.
But, so the linemen, everybody's mad at them, talking shit and everything. I've seen here locally, like 7 different states worth of like linemen here.
Yeah.
like, their license plates, like
Yeah.
the companies.
But you know what I've seen? I don't know how true it is, but that all those people came and they weren't letting them work because they were like negotiating how much they were supposed to be getting paid. Y'all seen that?
That might have been something because they're union based.
They had like all these people here just sitting.
I know because y'all know her, and we went to high school with her. Her name's Amy. She's over the not over, but she deals with the linemen or whatever. She does the call outs and stuff like that. And she told me that they're union. So I mean, I'm not saying that that's not a thing. That probably because coming from a different state and then coming over here and them saying, "Oh, hey, we're going to pay you Texas rate," and if they get paid more in the state that they live in, that's not necessarily part of the contract type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that that's that's what was happening, but
Well, half the
like-
stuff online is fake too. So
yeah. So
Like,
I
you go to a different local, right? You are working under their wage.
yes,
You know,
I agree.
it's just.
I just said that it may not be part of their contract.
mean,
I don't know the logistics.
They offer us to go to other locals all the time. That'll be $10 less an hour, and no per diem. And if the guys aren't working, like if you're a Houston guy, and you go and you're not working, you just go and eat that. You know what I mean? But they can.
What'd she say?
I would
couldn't
think
get
it's
the
like
rest.
If she didn't
emergency
go in last
situation,
Friday,
I think they
none
pay
of the-
whatever.
Nobody in her division would have got paychecks. So
Yeah.
her and 2 other girls, I think.
Oh yeah. No,
maybe her and
I
one went in there in the dark, no AC, and just
Hey,
making sure.
fucking
all the
hats off
customers
to
got
you.
paid.
I mean, the people that make this country run are people just like us, everyday fucking people. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we decided to not go, what would happen? Would the billion-dollar corporations still be corporations?
I tell you what, if we stop going to work, then I'm fucked. I live right next to all the refineries. If the bad thing, there ain't nobody to fix it.
Oh,
I
bro,
have to pick.
that is no joke.
Like,
Something happened. Like, we gonna have to leave, dog. Cause that's got a little wide.
I feel like you got
spread bomb on that
revolution
hoe.
on your mind, though.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The fact that the way that they treat us, and you can
Damn it,
argue
I did
this,
it. I did not mean to bring it back into politics.
and I'm not talking about politics. Period. This is
Alright,
not a
good.
politic thing. The way that the government treats us as individuals, as citizens, who
Politics.
are that's not politics. That's not politics.
Sounds a
That's
little-
just a fact.
Little
It's not,
politicky.
it's not me saying anything about politics. It's not Democratic or Republican or any of that, right? It is just the fact that the upper level of people, right, billionaires, government, whatever it may be, the way that they treat the working class American that runs this country, builds this country, makes everything run smoothly. If we just decided to stop doing that, if half of the actual working class Americans decided to stop paying their taxes or stop going to work, this country would crumble. The economy would collapse. The everything would just fall apart. I promise you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way for it to continue to go when over half of the people here don't want to work. The other half, that do want to go to work or probably would stay going to work wouldn't be able to keep up with it, and then the other part of the people that just decided, hey, fuck it, we're not going no more, it would destroy it. I mean, everything would just fall apart.
Yeah, and
Life would get better.
but
Huh?
Life would become better.
but
Oh,
but in the
living
same
would
sentence-
become better.
Yeah.
But in the same sentence, like I was saying earlier, if the millionaires with their panic rooms and safe rooms and all this, if they decided to turn the lights out on us, we would be a third world country in 6 months.
Easy.
We'd be killing each other within the first 2.
I don't think we'd be killing each other, but I think
Bro.
that we definitely.
Like if all these iPad kids and like the AC dwellers, and if they didn't have lights only, like food going bad,
I don't think they would
No,
kill
it's-
people. I think that
bro,
they would just die.
Within 2 months, people would start going crazy.
I think they would just wither away because they would, like people like us who actually know how to grow vegetables and actually know how to hunt.
But what I'm
and do all
saying
the
is
shit
the
that-
people that don't, and that can't even control their anger. Let's just say the ones that, if they don't get the toy they want at Walmart, and their mom says no, and they get on that generation is the ones that are up in 18 and
Yeah, but you know what solves that?
what?
Like not having food for like a week straight.
Yeah,
stuff
dog.
Like that. Like,
Yeah,
they
that's
don't
what
it's
I'm
gonna
saying.
get real.
That's what I'm
real
saying.
quick, dog.
Within 2 months.
Yeah, but how many of
there's
those that know how to defend themselves?
But let's say that they come up behind you.
They can't
I mean,
come up behind me.
It
when I'm in
doesn't
my
matter if
house.
they can defend themselves or not. I'm saying they're going to go crazy within 2 months. And 6 months will be a third world country, and everybody be at each other's throats. You won't be able to trust your neighbors. Your school teachers that have been teaching your kids for all these years, like you won't be able to trust nobody. If they
I
just
think-
decided to shut
I
the
think
lights
people would
off.
get closer. It's
Survival of the fittest. Let's do it.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like
I think it would be bad,
I
bad for
think-
an
I think
extended
you're-
period of time, but I think
Yeah.
eventually people would become a lot closer. and
I think
stuff like
it
that.
would revert back to a lot of different.
But there would
Yeah,
be,
real quick,
but there
I think-
would be
Yeah.
there would be natural selection, and there will be
Yeah,
a lot-
yeah,
a
and
lot
all
of
those
loss.
Tide Pod eating motherfuckers would fucking wither away real quick.
Yeah, but they
I
would
mean,
take some
it
of
would
us
it
with-
wouldn't it would take a few months, right? But they'd wither away, dog. They would not be fucking, oh, they're gonna come up behind you. Not when I'm in my house.
One of them Tide Pod eaters just took a shot at our fucking president.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, like-
he ain't here no more either, is he?
But what I'm saying is that's how fucking weird their mind is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and apparently he sucked at shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a
He wouldn't have
I just
survived.
took my 16-year-old.
He wouldn't have survived anyways, dog, because he wouldn't have hit the deer. If
so look, he had a YouTuber shirt on, right? So if he had a Pressure House Media shirt on when he did that, how would you feel? Like
I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed,
I'd
dog.
be pissed, bro. Fuck. No, but like I just took my 16-year-old cousin, like just handguns to the gun range,
yeah,
and
Read that one for me, J10.
I
got a
mean, I
little
think
something
we
on the end
can't
of it.
afford to not go to work. You're right, 100%. But let me read the rest of it because I know there's more to that.
We can't afford to not go to work.
We
I
can't
mean,
we can't afford to not go to work, which is why we are stuck taking it from the government.
no, but what
but
I'm
if we're
saying
talking about
is that-
revolution type,
yeah, well, so what I'm
situation.
saying, Brittany, is that if everyone that does go to work decided to stop going to work, we wouldn't have to worry about working anymore because everything else would collapse. All those Fortune 5,000 companies, Fortune 5 million companies, whatever you call them,
money would collapse.
It would all cease
I-
to exist.
What's crazy as hell that you say that, right? Like, so there's a guy in Houston right now that is squatting in a house and he's doing the adverse possession thing. Just like not
Yeah.
leaving the house. He's about to
Yeah, yeah.
whatever. Like, if there was a thing to where we just all stopped paying, right? Just fucking continue to go to your house. Like, don't pay your mortgage for like.
They wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, they couldn't do shit. And then you
yeah,
just
or
They
go
wouldn't
to
be able to
any
do
house.
anything.
Like we could
and then
be
you
in a
can
mansion.
file
Yeah.
paperwork, own your house in 3 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
they literally would not be able to do anything to us because the money would
Oh,
not
you're
have the
talking
same
about-
value.
mhm.
I don't know
like-
if it's going to work that way.
No,
If
no,
you-
no.
if
But
you
what
could
I'm
shut
saying
down the
is
housing,
that
the housing.
what I'm saying is that
Economy?
none of that would have the same value anymore. Like all of the properties and homes and cars and all this stuff would not have the same value anymore because our economy would tank.
Yeah.
Our civilization as we know it would collapse.
It would be like hitting the reset button and starting over on Sims. Like, no.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, so
Like,
me
food,
and J10,
food is gonna have value. That's what's gonna.
that's
be
what I'm
valuable.
saying. So
Weapons
me and
food.
J10, when we go to work, dog, we fix the equipment that makes everything in this fucking room possible. These lights, these fucking computers, the TVs, the things that make these little metal signs and shit.
Plastic.
Any plastic,
Oil,
anything.
gas.
Anything that makes this country run the way it does and gives us all these creature comforts, we fix. All the power. The power that gets generated that NRG sends, we fix the machines that make that shit.
Power generation, son.
If
Yeah,
we
damn.
decide to say, fuck y'all, we're not doing this no more. And everybody does it, not just one person, like he was saying earlier, oh yeah, let's go tell the foreman we're not doing that. And then y'all walk over there, and then the one dude that's got the nuts to say something turns around and is like, we're not doing this no more, and nobody's there. Yeah, you're screwed, right? That one person's gonna
You're
be
laid
screwed.
off, son.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is this: everybody came together and said, you know what? I'm tired of it. We're just done.
But the issue is that was probably a thing possible.
It's
You-
possible
and
still to this day. I don't care what anybody says.
don't know.
But
100%.
it's possible,
You
right?
think it is too?
I think it's possible. But what I'm saying is it's going to take a big group of people that everyone trusts.
The reason that it's not possible today is what we're doing right now. So as soon as we went to trying to group people together to do something like this, like, because back in the day it was like word of mouth, passing notes, shit like that, right? Like you could do it undercover and
You
not
could
say,
still do it undercover.
but as soon as
You
do
can
it
do
to
it
somebody that,
wide in the open, dog. That's the crazy thing about now.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna say.
but then the government's going to start sending people to your house to get your throat cut in the night. You're going to have a heart attack, a random heart attack at fucking 33 years old. I mean, they're going to shut the people up that are stirring the shit. If you don't think so, you're fucking out of your
But that's what
mind,
I'm
because
saying,
they've
though.
been
You
doing
definitely
that.
could do it behind closed doors. There's a lot of people doing shit behind closed doors that nobody knows about.
Yeah, but it only takes one person to ruin it before you get
And it would only take one person to ruin
Yeah.
it, right? But it would take
Bro, the internet, dog, is crazy, and you can do it behind closed doors on the internet, and people are doing that. That's what I'm saying. You'd
Yeah,
be surprised
I mean,
how big
it's-
they
you-
got huge groups of people that are, you know,
that are doing absolutely nothing. They're storming Area 51. I mean,
just because they haven't done nothing yet doesn't mean there's
But
not
look,
those groups.
and it's
bro.
fine to feel strongly that it could happen, but I'm telling you right now, it's not going to.
See, but that's the
I hope,
attitude.
I mean, I hope
No,
it
no,
doesn't.
I would definitely get in on it. Like if there was something, but
See, but that's the problem is everybody thinks that it's not going to. So when it does happen, when it finally does break loose and happens, right? All the people that are like, "Oh, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen." They're going to be like,
Bro,
"Oh
it
shit,
will
it's
happen.
real fucking
I-
happening."
It will happen.
I'm
because
telling you,
history
I will-
repeats itself. It's definitely
I
going
will,
to happen. eventually.
I will eat crow, but I don't see it happening today. And
I'm not saying today.
I hope it doesn't happen in our lifetime. I don't want to be involved in any kind of shit like that.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that I hope it does happen or not happen, right? I do believe it's going to happen. Like Curtis said, history repeats itself.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
we have been pushed and prodded for too long as a society, and we have been held down by our necks, basically forced to go to work. We don't have the opportunity as the working class to be able to actually live. We have to work just to survive. That is a fact.
And what's crazy is like, especially like, as soon as you have kids, as soon as you have a mortgage or whatever, then you're like tied into these chains, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Like let's say that right now I wanted to start it, right, and then my job's like, hey dude, you're causing too much ruckus. You no longer work here. And then I try to get work other places. We got, I'm a union member, and they're like, hey man, we don't like the way you've been besting the Democrats or whatever. And they're like, oh, we just won't work you no more. And then I try to get a job. I have this house. I lose this house, and I downgrade. And then it might go to somewhere I'm having to sleep on somebody's couch. And then the school notices Aveda is not as clean as she was a month ago whenever I had this house and I had all these amenities. And they're like, oh man, he's not treating his kid right. Let's take his kid away from him. And then
That's why I said
they will
it-
break you down. Like it's a thing. Like within months, they can like
So
break you
that's
down
why I
to
said
completely nothing.
it's not possible as a single person, right? It's not possible as us three. It's not possible with a group of 10.
Yeah.
But if we banded together. Now, hear me out, all right? I'm not saying that it can or can't happen, because I believe that at one point it will, like Curtis said.
Yeah, I'm sure
But
it will.
at the end of the day, there has to be a lot of things that line up for it to happen, right? Like, I'm not saying it doesn't, but we
No, I
have
don't, Brittany. I don't see nothing getting better.
we have the power.
My life is
As-
better because I'm
as-
doing it.
We
wow.
sit here and we watch these little movies with our kids and shit. Y'all ever seen A Bug's Life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember the quote from A Bug's Life?
Nope.
If the ants realize they outnumber us 100 to 1, the way our way of living is over.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If we get our brains and our heads to comprehend the fact that we run this shit, and everybody just says, you know what, let's stand together, it's over for them, bro.
No,
But I mean, I can't, as a single person, as three people sitting in a room talking about this, we're not going to get all those people to work together and say, hey, this
the
is
problem is that even so, say we do that, take over, blah blah blah, the whole system resets, right? Then
It just starts
eventually
over.
It's gonna just end up.
It
Right
just starts over.
Yeah, we're gonna end
Yeah.
up in the same spot again
well.
It's a hard knock life.
because people are
for
greedy.
us.
It's people being greedy, basically. As soon as people start being greedy, that's where the direction of the world goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so I'll go ahead and say this. Like, let's say we do hit a reset button. You never know what you're getting next. You know, you could have a whole tyrant. You could have a whole fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%. I agree.
Like, it's a whole thing. They might just go to putting kings back in place and off with their heads and all that. Like, you don't know what the result will be.
I agree.
And that is one of the biggest, like, that's the scare tactic, right? Like, that's why they throw history and these crazy things that hit you in these history books. And, oh, yeah, this
I think half the history's made up.
yeah, I also, like, look, I'm gonna get a little touchy on this.
Definitely made
I
up.
also think
Real.
the history books. Man, I don't want to say this, but I'm a good Christian man. I think the Bible was written for a reason. I think all that was supposed to be word to mouth and passed down. You know, like to keep people in belief. And,
So
I definitely think there's things said in the Bible that were added later.
So before you get too far into that, let me just say what I think you're trying to say is that
You don't know what I'm
things
trying to say. but
things
you won't let me
have
say it.
been fabricated
Yeah.
to the point where you don't know what's true and what's not true because
agree.
of it's. I just wanted to kind of clarify that portion of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
because I agree with what you're saying. I'm not saying I disagree, because I definitely agree with how you feel about it. Because I feel about very strongly about my belief in a higher power and
Yeah.
God and all that, right? Like, I'm very strong in my
Like,
belief.
I'm
in
not
that.
discrediting
None of
God.
it, right? But at the
But
end of the
I do
day,
think that whenever they put it on paper, because
They changed it.
These were things that were seen, and like seeing is believing, right? So back in the day, it was like they seen this, you know, and this is how they felt, and the word of mouth, and it got around. As soon as they found out, like, have you seen the Book of Eli?
yeah,
Like, that book is powerful.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
So-
they
so-
knew that it was going to be powerful.
So my thing is if we're wrong, right? Let's just hear me out real quick. If we're wrong, and what's in that book is word for word and it's correct, why does the church hide so much?
Bro, we just did.
Why does the
we just
Vatican-
did politics? We can't do religion on the same.
Why does the Vatican? Why does
mean,
the Vatican hide so
Church
much?
and state, dog. We gotta stay divided. No, but I'm just saying, like,
Anyways, I won't get into all that, though. I'm not gonna get into all that.
We could.
Save it for another day because
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like we. What time is it?
I don't
it's
know.
that
We don't-
time. It's that time. Let's go ahead and cut us out. You want to get us out, or you want me to?
Go for it.
Hey man, I just want to say before we go though, everybody keep your heads up. I know it's hard out there,
Hey,
man.
after-
I know it's rough out here. You know, economy's shitty. There's a election going on. You know, if you're working towards something, don't feel like you're drowning in it. You know what I mean? Because everybody's drowning right now. We're just trying to keep our heads afloat. Everybody keep your head up.
Did he just do a quotable?
I think he did something cool.
Man, I want to do a quotable. Hey, man, if you're feeling down, don't stay down. I mean, just go get a Band-Aid, cover up them scraped knees, just, push through it.
Cover up them bullet holes with the Band-Aids, dog. You all right?
He's trying to bust out a quotable at the end, dog. He's just trying to get a good reel, you know
You're
what I mean?
sounding more like Biden talking when you
Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Hey, but
And then if we just I don't know.
I just want you to know. I just want you to know that all the good things he said, he did. We just talked about government, all this, and then he did a hand gesture right whenever he started talking. That is,
straight up at a weird angle.
yeah.
What?
It was. You
Who,
seen
me?
it?
The same one that Trump did after he got shot.
No, he did it with the fist up. He did a straight hand.
Well, he did it
completely
without
out.
the fist too.
Yeah.
It was
That?
Yeah, you
I
did.
didn't-
You did it.
That's like I was just like, hey, everybody. Not,
Hey, y'all, this is Pressure House Media.
y'all the whole
Hey, y'all, this is Pressure House Media. We like to talk shit. We like to get nitty gritty. We don't always know what we're talking about, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. Episode 19, CJ, CD, J10, we out.
Yeah.
All these diamonds look like water, bitch, I'm swimming. Michael Phelps, smoking cook, but still professional. Some like Michael Phelps, how they guard around my knee. Bitch, I look like Michael Phelps. See, this pussy got the whip for you. You know just how I felt, I'm Michael Phelps. Bitch, I'm Michael Phelps. Swimming in that cab, ain't that like or might just. Ay, all these diamonds look like water, bitch, I'm swimming. Michael Phelps, smoking cook, but still professional. Some like Michael Phelps, how they guard around my knee. Bitch, I look like Michael Phelps. See, this pussy got the whip for you. You know just how I felt, I'm Michael Phelps. Bitch, I'm Michael Phelps. Swimming in that cab, ain't that like or might just. Ay, all these diamonds look like water, bitch, I'm swimming. Michael Phelps, smoking cook, but still professional. Some like Michael Phelps, how they guard around my knee. Bitch, I look like Michael Phelps. See, this pussy got the whip for you.